There's another complicated and dramatic week of Coronation Street on the way, and there's nothing more complex than Todd Grimshaw's, Gareth Pierce, love life. As he grows closer to Theo, James Cartwright, he is knocked for six when he discovers the truth about his family. And the events that follow muddy the waters even further. Elsewhere, there's disharmony at the Websters as Abby, Sally Carmen, picks a fight with Carl, Jonathan Howard. But what will Kevin, Michael Lavelle, make of it all? As for Debbie, Sue Devaney, she has a declaration to make amid her health fears. And finally, Tyrone Dobbs, Alan Halsell, gets a surprise and Jenny Connor, Sally Ann Matthews, keeps a secret. Monday, April 14th. Abby is struggling being under the same roof as Carl and tells him to make himself scarce so she can have some time alone with Kevin later after his chemo session. Carl heads out but promises Kev he will be back to take him to chemo. When Abby calls Kevin but Carl answers and says they are in the Rovers. Abby storms into the pub and accuses him of ruining her afternoon with Kevin. Kevin demands to know what is going on. After her visit to the memory clinic and being booked in for an MRI, Debbie summons the family to the hotel and tells them life is for living and she intends to do just that. When Sarah discovers that Todd has been up all night because Julie was in pain, she offers him her flat key so he can grab some sleep anytime he likes. Todd is shocked when Theo and Danielle arrive at the Undertakers with their teenage son and daughter. Later, Sarah and Kit are forced to leave the flat when Todd lets himself in, closely followed by Theo wanting to explain why he keeps blowing hot and cold. Having sent Dylan on an errand, Brody finds Dylan's list of contacts and calls a horrified Sean telling him he has a job for him. Jenny breaks the news to Daisy that Carla is selling the pub, but omits to tell her that she's hoping to buy it herself. In the Rovers, a tipsy Daisy makes digs at Carla for selling the pub from under them. Christina hears Carla telling Jenny she is better off buying the pub without Daisy as she is a spoiled madam. Once alone, Christina and Daisy vow that between them they'll take Jenny down. As Cassie sets off for the park with Doran, Tyrone tells Fizz that he's had a change of heart regarding his mum and it'll do her good to spend some time with her grandson. Having taken a call from Alina, Tyrone gently explains to Doran that he's going to be staying with them for a bit longer than expected. Sarah is impressed when Kit intervenes as a lad snatches her phone. When Kit suggests they spend the day together, Sarah agrees and it's clear she finds him attractive. Wednesday, April 16th. Sean asks Glenda if she can lend him £500. She wonders if he's in some sort of trouble. Brody meanwhile is pushing for his cash by the end of the day. When George and Eileen discover that Julie's collection jar at the factory is empty, George reveals that Sean asked Glenda for £500. Sean heads up Victoria Street and texts Brody to tell him he's got the cash and he's at the meeting point as instructed. Debbie asks Kevin and Abby to help her try the wedding menu and tells them all that no expense has been spared. When Kevin has to go home as he isn't feeling well, Carl confides in Abby that his business in Germany is about to go bust. Abby assures him that Kevin will understand if he needs to fly back, but Kevin's gutted and wishes he could help. Dee Dee attends a meeting with a representative from the Patient Advice and Liaison Service who assures her they're investigating her complaint and Zoe, the midwife, was to blame. Outside the hospital, Dee Dee finds Asher and Zoe in deep discussion. Zoe tells Dee Dee that she's sorry for what she went through, but none of it was her fault. Asher calls at Dee Dee's flat and begs her to think twice about her complaint as it could ruin Zoe's career. Dee Dee stands her ground and points out that she was a victim of racism. Dee Dee bumps into Wes on the street and recognizes him from the hospital, unaware that he's Zoe's brother. When Lou offers to help out with the kids so that Chesney can take the job Dev has offered him working the festival in London, Gemma's immensely grateful. Having spotted an advert for a stylist in the salon window, Lou and Gemma call in. Lou makes out she's an accomplished stylist and with Gemma's backing, persuades Audrey to give her a trial. Audrey wonders what she's let herself in for. Having met at the flat, Todd tells Theo that he accepts he can't make any commitment but he really likes him. Sarah returns to the flat and when Theo's phone buzzes with a text, Todd thrusts the phone at Sarah and begs her to go and find Theo in speed dial. Friday, April 18th. In the cafe, a desperate Sean tells Daniel about the burner phone which he planted in his bag and begs him to try and retrieve it as it could contain the evidence he needs to expose Brody for the nasty thug that he is. Dee Dee tells Alia that despite all her hard work, the hospital has completed its investigation and found no wrongdoing. Alia accompanies Dee Dee to a support group where they chat to one of the other mothers, and Dee Dee realizes that everyone there has suffered a traumatic birth experience. In The Rovers, Dee Dee reveals that black women are 4 times more likely to die during childbirth. The gathered women are shocked. Dee Dee confronts Asha and tells her that if the hospital won't hold Zoe accountable, then she'll have to do it herself. Sarah is due to go on a date with Kit, but in the bistro, Danielle spots Todd and Sarah enjoying a drink and heads over. Aware that she thinks they're an item, Todd invites her to join them and Sarah is forced to play along. Theo joins Danielle in the bistro. When Danielle insists they join Todd and Sarah at their table, Todd kisses Sarah on the lips to wind Theo up, but Kit watches from the bar and Sarah's mortified. Sarah tries to explain to Kit, but he is bemused. Asha calls at number 5 and tells Gemma that Lou is causing havoc in the salon. Gemma calls at the salon to find Lou and Maria in the middle of a row. When Lou chucks some hair dye over her, Maria tells her she's fired. As Lou stalks out, Gemma goes after her. Lou confides in Gemma that she has a son and she's worried sick about him. When Audrey asserts that she's willing to give Lou a second chance as she's brought a lot of clients with her, Maria despairs.